thank everybody coming to our first annual Pet Memorial.
Your open face to me, it shines and sparkles. You hold back nothing, I melt into your eyes. It's only now, this moment here that matters. I feel the infinite beyond the sky. You're easy to love. You're easy to love.
There's nothing for me to say that will silence the sorrow, the want for more time or touch. Most people don't understand the depth, the breadth, the length of loss we are trying to heal. Although there is still so much sadness inside, and I am sure that my missing is infinite, the truth of it is, the love was worth the loss, the gain worth the pain, the heart worth the ache. But even still, she hated my son.
Her friend, and they're visiting the gravesite. And the friend says to Elizabeth, "Is this the place where Farley's buried?" And she says, "Uh-huh. I'm really sorry, Liz. Thanks, me too. I'm glad they let us bury him here. We're going to call this Farley's tree. When it's warm enough, we're going to plant some flowers." "Nice," says the friend. I didn't think I'd miss him like this, Dawn. I never thought that a dog could mean so much." And the friend says, "I know. Sometimes I think I'll see him again. I try to imagine what heaven is like, what it is like to be there." And the friend says, "Do you believe in ghosts, Elizabeth?" And Elizabeth says, "Well, not really, but it's strange and probably my imagination." And the friend said, "Well, what?" She said, "Well, sometimes I hear the sound of his collar, as if he was walking right here." And in the final panel, it's the two friends walking together, and there's the ghost of Garley walking right behind them. It's really very sweet.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to say that I kind of surprised myself. I've never done a talk on this. I've coached many of my clients through the passing of their pet and deciding if and when euthanasia is appropriate. And unfortunately, I've had more experience with that than I'd like to admit. But I've learned through the years. And last night, when I was pulling these words together, I was amazed how overcome with grief that I became over pets that I lost 9 years ago, just going through these thoughts and emotions. You've experienced the privilege of a relationship with an animal that made your world a better place. And that's something that many people have never experienced. And it's something that we could only wish on our friends, is that they would be lucky enough to have that kind of relationship. I often feel bad for people that have never experienced it. I'm the veterinary medical director of the Baltimore Humane Society, and as a veterinarian, I understand the medicine behind why and how a pet dies. I understand that it's all part of the circle of life, that death is as natural as birth. But I too have been in your shoes. Not only am I a veterinarian, I am a pet owner. I've had many pets during my lifetime. I know what it feels like to experience that guilt after the loss of a pet. That's pretty much what overcame me last night. I couldn't believe how it came back. Today I'm talking to you as a fellow pet owner, a lover of animals in my home. When our pets pass away, it's very normal for us to experience the stages of grief, including anger and depression. However, in veterinary medicine, grief tends to play a bigger factor in the grieving process when it comes to our animals, and much of it is tied to the decisions that we have to make in the pet's final days. The guilt can be overwhelming. If our pet died suddenly due to a tragic accident, we may feel guilty because we feel like we didn't watch them close enough, or we didn't better protect them from harm. If only we had been more careful, or come home sooner. If our pet died of a terminal illness, we may feel guilty because we didn't see the signs of the illness sooner, or didn't understand the severity of the signs, and delayed seeking veterinary care. We might worry that things could have gone differently if we had just acted earlier. If the management of our pet's illness required extensive treatment, such as expensive medications, tests, hospitalization, or even referral to a veterinary specialist for continued care, we may feel guilty that we couldn't afford that care, that maybe could have saved them. Finally, if we were faced with the decision to euthanize our pet before they became too uncomfortable, we feel guilty that maybe we did it too soon, or maybe we waited too long. Should we have let the pet pass naturally? Did we kill our pet? As a vet, I want to take a moment to discuss euthanasia just for a moment, a little longer. When I first started in practice, I dreaded the act of euthanasia. It put me in a very uncomfortable place, having to be present as people were going through that process. Now that I've been working in practice for many years, I've learned that euthanasia is a gift. It's the final gesture of love that we're able to give to them in return for all of those years of unconditional love that they gave to us so freely. If we had our pet euthanized, it was extremely difficult to let go. But by doing it, we allowed them to pass with dignity and grace in a peaceful and painless way, surrounded by love. We helped them make that difficult journey to the afterlife. We did it because we loved them. Even if we can't find something in the pet's death to feel guilty about, we find it in the pet's life. If only we had spent more time with them, or given them more attention. If only we had overlooked their misbehavior or their accidents in the house. If only we had fed them better, or taken them to the vet more often. Before long, we convince ourselves that we were horrible pet owners, and now it's too late. They're gone, and we can't make amends. As pet owners, we feel a profound sense of responsibility toward our pets. We're their guardians and their protectors. And so when something happens, we view ourselves as responsible for that as well. And it's only a short step from feeling responsible to feeling guilty. A little bit of guilt for the right reasons is healthy. A lot of guilt, however, is not so healthy, and if left unchecked, can prevent us from seeking the joy of a new pet, and can ruin our lives. Guilt is a belief, a conviction that we've done wrong and must suffer for it. It's normal to wish you could have done more or to wish you made an alternative decision. It's normal to question your decisions or behaviors because you love your pet. Beating yourself up for these if-onlys does not change what has passed. Recognize that you're human and remember that you did what was right at the time. You did it with the intention of love. Considering the meaning of guilt, you will find that intent is required for guilt to be truly valid. What were your intentions for how you cared for and loved your animal? When you have the best of intentions for your pet's life, guilt has no valid place to stay. Once you are able to let go of the guilt, you can fully grieve. Guilt keeps you focused on the times that you believe you have failed. The next time you find your mind drifting towards feelings of guilt, choose to refocus. Actively remind yourself of the times that you were a wonderful pet owner. Look through your photo albums. Remember what went right. You would not have been able to have a relationship with your pet if you could not forgive the mistakes, the accidents in the house, the clawed furniture, the chewed up belongings, always your favorite belongings too. Pet owners who can't forgive don't remain pet owners very long. And it went the other way as well. How often did your pet forgive you for coming home a little too late? Forgetting to buy the cat food? Stepping on their paw? Or yelling because you'd lost your patience and it really had nothing to do with the pet, it had to do with your day? Forgiveness has always been at the foundation of your relationship with your pet, and now you need to make it the foundation of your healing. Each time that guilt tries to remind you of some past mistake, acknowledge the mistake and forgive it. Treat yourself with the same degree of love and acceptance that your pet gave to you. Only then will you heal and love again. Most animals don't give us a lot of clues that they're sick. They can go from acting pretty normal to acting very sick in just a few days and sometimes as little as a few hours. They are great at hiding their symptoms. It's almost as if they don't want to bother us with their problems. They just want to make us happy. They don't want to dwell on the bad things. They'd rather focus on the good things in their lives. I think that they would want us to do the same, even in their absence. They would want us to wake up every day and smell the fresh air, take a good stretch, lay in the warm, beautiful sun, run to meet friends, eat every meal with gusto, purr with the touch of a loving hand, rest when we need to, and play every day like it's the first time we have ever experienced such joy. They would not want us to dwell on the bad, but rather focus on the good in this world. They would want us to remember them for the joy that they brought us. If we want to let them rest in peace, we will have to let go of any guilt surrounding their final days, be willing to forgive ourselves, and know that we gave them the best life that any pet could ever hope for. We'll need to focus on the good things because that is what they would want us to do, and it's what they worked so hard to teach us. I'd like to finish with a short little poem. You'll find you read different poems will do it for you, other ones you just can't relate to. So I encourage you to go out there and look at a little because sometimes you may find the exact words that express how you feel. Look not where I was, for I am not there. My spirit is free, I am everywhere. In the air that you breathe, in the sounds that you hear, don't cry for me, my spirit is near. I will watch for you from the other side. I'll be the one running, new friends by my side. Smile at my memory, remember in your heart, this isn't the end, it's a brand new start. Thank you.
When we talk about the pet loss, I have a hard time using the word pet because I think pets are more of our companions along the way. They create this safe space for us to be exactly as we are and who we are. I speak to you as a clergy, but also as like many of the other speakers, many pets, 3 horses, 2 goats, 17 guinea hens, 2 dogs, 2 cats. We've lost a few along the way. I've had to euthanize a horse. It's, you know, it's life and death. It's part of the process. It's a package deal. Someone once said that no one ever truly dies. As long as we hold them in our memory, they live on. We have a ritual for you that we'd love for you to participate in. I invite you to now close your eyes, and I'm going to do a little prayer, and then I'm going to invite each one of you, as you're not individually, but as you feel moved to bring your flower up. And as you come up, you'll see there's a little pot here, and so bring your flower up, and I would encourage you to just honor your pet, honor your animal companion by putting your flower in the pot and to recite their name as you do that. And this will be our ritual of really honoring that space, that place that they've created in your life.